Я буду видеть людей.
Да.
Да?
Да. So, hello everybody.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ilona. Nowadays, I'm a general manager of two hotels, Green Park, which is in Truskovets, Ukraine, and one is in Odessa location. Right now, I'm in Odessa. As far as you see, and I'm smiling. All of us are smiling during the day and during the night. We are very, very scared. You know, the situation is like that. So, but we will have one thing to do. We hope for the best future. Today, I have a possibility, great possibility from Katharina to speak about my favorite theme, revenue management. In my opinion, this is the most valuable discipline in hotel or any other business, because business, the main goal of business is to evaluate the income. So I am Ilona. I would like to, if I could hear you, what's your name? Just because I will have some questions for you, and I would like to hear some feedback from you also. You are so far away, I cannot hear you. Just wave me your hand.
Can you please tell us?
I can hear you. Anyway, I can hear you. What are you studying at all in this, Katerina? What is the name of the institute?
The School of Management.
School of Management. So you teach management?
No, it is international hospitality. So.
Oh, okay, the hospitality team. Okay. Okay, so what about the revenue management? It comes not from hospitality at all. It's not from hotels. I will have one question for you. As far as we speak about hotels right now, you see the two pictures, and I might tell you that this is the same hotel, the pictures of the same hotel. What I see on the first screen is hotel number 1 is occupancy of 90%. You know what's occupancy, yes? Just wave your hand if you know. Okay, yes, you know. And the quantity of rooms is 100. Second one, you have an occupancy of 65%, and the quantity of rooms is the same. Can you tell me who is the best?
Hotel 1.
Who is the best? Which hotel works better?
Hotel 1.
Why? Because of the occupancy. But there's something missing, I think, in these dates. So just right now, so do you have some pen or a counting machine or telephone when you can count?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Oh, you have a telephone right now. Just make me a favor, do me a favor, please. So now you see the second, what do I have? ADR. ADR means average daily rate. So this is the rate we sell the room. For the hotel 1, we have the ADR 625, and the hotel 2, you see 880. How do we count the income for this exact date? So we have an occupancy, we have the rate, and we have the quantity of rooms. Please multiply ADR 625 multiply on 100. So you get the idea, yes? The rate multiplied on quantity of rooms, and then multiply on 90%. You can multiply on 0.9. What do you have? What is the income you have for the hotel 1?
$56,250.
Okay, and what do you have the income for this day for the hotel too?
57,200.
Okay, this is what this is the idea of how to the hoteliers we fight for making good profit from the same quantity of rooms. From the first slide, you saw that the occupancy was great, but we didn't know the average daily rate. We didn't know how we sell. Now we do know how we sell. We know our daily rate, and we can manage that the income of the second hotel with the occupancy of 65% is better than the first one. I might tell you the second thing is in revenue management, what's very important, that what do you think about the costs? Where, in which hotel the costs will be higher? In the first with occupancy of 90% or in the second? You spent money, all your costs you spent in the first hotel and in the second. With the occupancy of 90%, you spent mostly money for people who work, for laundry, for any other stuff, you spend more than with the occupancy of 65%, when less people live, less people work, less you spend on your costs. Understood? Okay. What's the revenue management? Where does it come from? Regularly, specialists do think that it means revenue management means income management. So narrowly, it's focused on managing the open price of the hotel based on demand forecasting. In reality, in hotel business, it's much broader, and it involves not only the basics and principles of pricing. It's not only about the price, but the open channels, specific approach to guest segmentation, and the ability to forecast the demand. Okay, that's how we. If to speak about the blocks of revenue management, I divide it on several topics. Target audience, pricing, budgeting, additional services, competitors analysis, and analytics. What is target audience that convert? Exactly the specific categories of consumers to whom you can primarily target your sales. Well, it's the sun always. Oh, okay. So I have we do divide the targeting audience on individuals, groups, corporates. In the first pictures in this slide, you see 3 pictures of the hotel. The hotel is in Ukraine. What do you think about the audience of this hotel? Is it for leisure or for a working audience, for groups of people? How can you describe the person who will come to this hotel, and what is the purpose? What you see the pictures? What do you want to do there? To work, to rest?
To rest.
To rest. And will you come with the colleagues from work, or will you come with your family?
Family.
Okay, let it be family, because you see the swimming pool, you see good nature, you have something to do for leisure. And the second one, it looks like it has a great audience of working people who decide to just come to the city for working for business, and you see the twin beds. It means that people can sleep separately. It's always about groups who come from some congress, meetings, and events in the city. And hotels prepare rooms like that for this audience. You can see the difference with the audience. It means that we do need to divide this. We cannot sell this hotel on the second slide to the family groups because it's situated in the heart center of the city, but close to the railway station. It's quite noisy, but it's quite convenient for those who come from for a working purpose. The same is with this. We cannot target our sales to working people because it's far away, only for, it's team buildings. Oh, it's quite good for team buildings because you can meet the colleagues when informal meeting. Okay. The components of market, the same as everywhere. As far as you know, revenue management came from which sphere of business? Do you know? Where did it come from? Who was the first? What kind of business was the first to think about the revenue management as the main sphere of managing their business? Thinking about the revenue. Most things in the hotel business came from the other business. It came from airplanes, so it all came from, as far as I know, is US Airlines. They were the first who thought about the pricing and demand. The price which changes the same as demand. So Marriott was the first hotelier who took this system and thought about the hotels just for the same. Thought, okay, if I do have great demand, I might have something to do with my price, and vice versa. If demand is very low, I might say something is worse way to make my price lower. It was the first they thought, but time passed, and we tried to make revenue management more deeply, to think about the segmentation and to think about our components. First is product. You need to know that your product's very good. You need to know your hotel from the all of the sides. Where is it situated? Where? How much? What is his advantages and not? What do you sell? Do you sell only accommodation, or you have some additional services that you can also sell? Then sales channels. We do sell online. They say if you are not on booking.com, you are nowhere. And direct sales. Direct sales for a hotel are the most cheap and profitable. And the price. It's the weighted cost for your product. What's about pricing? How do we prepare our price? There are several stuff we need to think about before making our price on accommodation, for example. Firstly, the cost-based, demand-based, on competitors, and upon value. I will tell you quickly what's about. Because waste pricing is about we know all our costs that we spend on each. I didn't to find myself. And still, we can influence the costs and make our price not lower than the costs are. The costs can be predictable, and it can be managed by any person involved in costs. So you have special people in accounting managers who know all your costs in any business. You need to be friendly with him because if you don't know the costs you spend on each, for example, month, you never know, do you get the income or you just fulfill your costs. The main goal of any business is a profit. It depends on difference between the price and the cost per one unit. For hotel, the unit is the night of accommodation. When it's negative, we do need to do something more, something to do with our price or with our costs. Usually we cannot force our costs. We cannot make it lower, much lower than we want. Then we do need to do something with our prices. Nowadays in Ukraine, we do have such a great problem. We have so many costs to spend in hotels. We do need to spend costs for salaries, for our lightings, for taxes. You know, we do pay taxes, still we do, to support our country. And we have a huge problem with sales, as you know. We lost our foreign market for a reasonable thing. The only market we do have is our Ukrainians who come to, who visit different cities of Ukraine, which are not mainly involved in war. But still, Ukrainians are very, can't pay the high price, the normal price. So we are forced to make some sales and to sell our accommodation for with low prices. And then we get the negative result because the costs are higher than demand, and we cannot force make the price even regular or more. We just need to stay the same price. And as far as you know, the products, the market, the products, all higher, even in Europe, in Ukraine, the same. Oriented price, demand oriented on price, setting price on the products and the amount of consumer demand for these products. The demand shows the maximum quality of products the consumer will buy at a specific price. You know, there is a special thing about the price. For example, mostly people have cell phones and they buy usually which kind of telephones we buy, usually iPhone, yeah, no, or Samsung or something like that. We have in mind, in our minds, we do have a price that we are willing to spend on this telephone. If the price in our it will be much higher, it will make a disaster in our head, and unfortunately we will resume the spending money on this telephone, because you have a view on this price. The same is with hotels. If we speak about 5-star hotels, what is the regular price we imagine? The regular, for example, I don't know, Ritz, Marriott, 5 stars. What is the most? What is the price you see if you know, if you get it? What is the price you firstly think about? For me, for example, it's about 300 euro. It's about one night spending. If I will see this the same room for the cost of, for example, 100 euros, if I got used to pay 300, it would make me just to think about what something is wrong with that hotel. Vice versa, if I will have if I will see the price of 500 euros, I will strongly recommend myself not to buy because it's too much. Competitors, you know, as far as I have the 15 years old working in hotels, this is the first thing the hoteliers usually do with price. How to receive your price on your recommendation very quickly. If you are opening the hotel, you know your products. You know that you have, for example, 3 stars hotel. What do you see first? You go on any online and you see how do your competitors sell the same product. You do something in the middle, and this is your price. It's the minimum you can do, and it's not the worst, but it's kind of, it's not enough to do this, but it's quite quickly decision to make your price, just to orient on your competitors. But the first thing you need to know your competitors very good. So your competitor set is quite needed. And the best pricing you can get is value-oriented prices. This is what I like the best. Pricing, the value of products for the consumer show how well the offer meets consumer criteria. I will get you one example. 1 month ago, I opened the 5-star hotel in Odessa. You know, the demand is very low. Still, I have the purpose to sell something. So I have the audience, I have the people, I have those my consumers who my targeting audience. So I can make the price orienting on this targeting audience, the rich people, because it's a 5-star hotels with a swimming pool and all the facilities inside needed. So firstly, I made the price oriented on my competitors. And what do my competitors do? They make very low prices because they do not have any bookings. So they firstly think about their price. So the price they made is about 60 or 70 euros. And when I decided to make it the same, like competitors, I met one of my guests, and that's what he told me. You know, you don't. It's a pity for me. It's like disgusting for me to pay you this price because you are better. You need to raise the price because the value you put inside all the facilities you have, it's not worth this. It's what better. That's what the consumers thought, and this lower price can force them to refuse buying this product because my targeting audience are rich people who can spend this money and who like to spend this money on that. So in this invaluable pricing, you need to think exactly what do you sell in value. So what this is service, your all the facilities, your energy in your hotel. This is what you sell. It's not about only the bed or the balcony. It's about the service. It's about the all the advantages that cannot be also seen. What about the competitors? It's we come back to competitors to speak about revenue management. One of the blocks of main blocks of revenue management, competitors. What do we do as a revenue managers? We have a special set of competitors, but we do that directly with the fundamental criteria that we use to make this set. First, the level of hotel. You cannot, you need to choose for your competitors at the same hotels with the same stars that you are or close to you. Secondly, the territorial closeness, services, and the quantity of rooms. This is how it looks like. I didn't make it's made on not in English. I didn't want to translate it, but anyway, you see in the left side you see the names of hotel. On the front you see the territory, site, category, whether it's international company or not, the quantity of room, conferences, breakfast, restaurant, main advantages. It's all you need to describe in such a special competitor set when you first choose your competitors. It's very important to choose your competitors and to decide whether this hotel is your competitor or it's not. For example, you are the hotel in the city center. You have 100 rooms. In additional, you have 4 stars. And is such an additional services, you have only breakfast. You know, in Europe, usually a breakfast is a small area of breakfast and only croissants, some yogurt, something like that. Not so much. You don't have any conference ideas on any conference areas. You don't have a restaurant for fine dining. You don't have you don't have swimming pool or other facilities for leisure. And close to you, for example, 1 kilometer, you have a 5-star, okay, 4+ star hotel, the same quantity of rooms, but with the territory is close to you. You see, it can be your competitor, but it has all the facilities you don't have. It has a swimming pool. It has additional services. Some gym or for example a restaurant on the top on the with a great view. It has it's international я забыла уже, как сеть будет, господи, international company. So yes, it's international chain. And this time you cannot tell that it's your competitor. Be very, very accurate with the competitor set, because if you choose only territory for like using the only territory closeness, it's not the only thing you need to do. You need to know your competitor very, very good. And don't stop knowing your competitor even for a moment, because everything changes. They can add any special offer or any special area, for example, area. So they can, when the time you made the competitor set, your first competitor didn't have any restaurant, and nowadays, for example, from several months past, and they do have it, they build it, and you need to know that very quickly because it comes a problem for you. So that's how it looks like. That's what do you need to do. Next things you do, you match the prices. So for this competitor set, you know. So you've chosen your competitors, and then you choose the price. You see the price they sell on each month. And I don't just tell you about the open online sales. It's just the price, for example, on their website for a standard room. You see the difference between for example, you are the first hotel yourself for January, for example, 1,200, and you see all the competitors, how do they sell? But be very accurate to know if your competitor, for example, the last one, the one before, is it your competitor or not? You can make the average rate of your competitor just to know what is the middle price, what is the regular average rate for this specific moment. Okay, and again, when do you compare? Be very accurate when you do that. You need to compare exact room category. For example, standard room with a single bed, with no balcony, for example, with the same furniture, for example. You get the idea. One category. The guest quantity. Mostly hotels have different price on 1 and 2 persons in the room. Additional services included in price. Please also included in price, because one hotel has, that hotel I told you before, has a swimming pool, and it's additional service that's included in price. Then, if you have the price 100 euro for your accommodation in standard room, with only breakfast included for 2 persons, and your competitor has the same price, 100 euro, but additional has the entrance to swimming pool, entrance to gym, and on the top, what do you choose as a guest? For sure, you will get the you will spend money on that hotel with all that included. So be very accurate when you see what's included additionally in price. What is not included is additional services that are not included. You need to know them, but this is not what do we compare. And the same conditions. What is the same conditions of sellings? Breakfast included, and charges, for example, for when you when you cancel your reservation. Mostly hotels do have some rules on the cancellation. You need to know that. For example, you sell for $100, the same as competitors, but your competitor gets the free cancellation. So the person can cancel day by day. And you have other rules of cancellation. You have charges for cancellation within 1 or 50% or 100% of the regular night charge. So this is also very important. Okay. Please rely on the very reliable information that's on the website, not just speaking about the on the telephone with your colleagues. You know, when you sometimes when you call your colleagues in hotel business, you can be very, very friendly, but mostly they do not tell you all the truth. I'd like to, for example, yesterday I called my friend to hotel which is in the center of the city, and I was asking about the occupancy. Is it good or not? What are the people? And she told me that it's very tough. We don't have any occupancy. We have no people inside. And truthfully, I know that they've got about 60% of occupancy is quite good for Odessa right now. So have very reliable information. You need to optimize everything which is possible. I will speak about it later, because there are so many resources you can manage for revenue management. And set it periodically. We do that for example, I get the price of the competitors even each day because I have a situation in Odessa. Okay, but regularly we do that each week. Each week, for example, choose one day when you set the price where a competitor set, and you follow the price. You see the price on online or website of the hotel. And follow not only price change. You need to think, because something can be also changed. For example, the hotel that didn't have any breakfast included, they did it with the price with included breakfast, or otherwise they did you see the price lower. You think that it's the same condition with the breakfast, and when you enter inside the price, you see that the breakfast is not included. It's different things. Okay, you see, there are prepared resources for hotels, for hotel revenue managers, Hotel Insight. I also like SR Global. You need to pay money for that analytics, but it will make you feel much more confident, because you will get fast information for your market, for your competitors in a very quick way. But the price is about, it was about 700 euros per 1 year. So you need to think about that or to ask the owner to do that, so that your work will be more better. How does that look like? You see the huge mass of different things. You see that, what is this? Hotel first, channels of, you see the dates. Yes, it's a week. 7th March, 10th March, 14th March, and you see the dates. Next, you see the source, a hotel website, Expedia, Booking.com. This is 3 online that we managed to search. And we see the names of hotel. And this is the wider statistics of the price that we do see. We analyze how do our competitors sell on different resources. Please tell me, what is bad, what is good when you have the same price on the website and Booking.com, or something different? Whether the price is good to be the same on all the resources, or you can manage some difference in a specific resource. I had one example for you. I used to call to one hotel to ask for a recommendation for a specific period. So I was asking, do you have a room night for today? They say, no, we don't have any room for today. I say, I see you selling your standard room on today on Booking.com. Do you know the answer of the administrator of the hotel. Okay, buy on the booking.com. You're very welcome. It's bad. It's very bad because one thing you need to know very good, you pay commission to any online channel. For example, booking.com gets 15% of any your selling your nights. So if you sell for $100, 15 booking.com will tell you to give them back. You know, it's expensive to sell on booking.com. You need to sell them, but you need to have your purpose to sell more on your website. So how do we compare? You see, this is how we compare the prices of competitors. And I told you what is it, rate parity? Why? I ask generally, please, all the hotels managers, please set the same price on any resource you have. If you do have any specific moment, you need to make some sales or a special price on your accommodation. Please, any resource you have to do that, it's your website, because it's the most cheap resource for you, or the telephone, the administrator, manager who is selling your booking office, is those managers who sell by telephone and website. If you do any sales on booking.com, please remember that you pay the commission, huge commission to booking.com. And for hoteliers, it's very, it's increasing the costs. Okay, so when you do that automatically, you get from this competitor set of the price automatically each period you want. For example, you came to work at Monday and you just set 3 points in the system and you get this all this information in 5 minutes. It's much faster than you do it by your hands and your mind. It will save you lots of period of money for managing something more. Okay, so I get the price. What is the price? Hotel rates. There are different ways to speak about the hotel rates. Okay, rates is the price for one night of accommodation. It's the basis of your budgeting. You cannot work with one single rate. The difference in room pricing has to follow the advantages, and the main basis is dynamics. What's the difference in room? You know, sometimes we do sell the air. Yes, we do sell the air. For example, you have usually you see. For example, on any website of the hotel, you see the categories: standard room and then junior standard room. What's the difference between these kinds of room categories? Usually, it's only square meters and nothing more. You get just more space in the room and nothing more. You sell it higher. The price is higher for junior standard, for example, for 10%. This is how hotel make advantage on just selling the air, the most space in the room. And if you sell suite has huge advantages comparing to standard room, because usually the normal suite needs to have 2 rooms, for example, a balcony if it has to, and some additional, for example, coffee set, some additional bed and space and sofa and TV sets in each room. So lots of advantages that are included in a higher price comparing to standard room. Okay, what's the reg rate? Reg rate is formed on behalf of the rules said before. As I told you before, your value, cost, you put inside, and the price of your competitors. This is how we form rec rate. It's a regular rate on your rooms. It cannot be not minimum, it cannot be maximum of your opportunities. This is how we make firstly our price rec rate, for example. You see the room categories: classic, sea view, premier, sea view, junior, suite, sea view. You see the quantity of people, and then you see RR. This is the rate. This is the price which we thought long period flat, making our values, competitors, and costs. Just thinking about, okay. And then this is the first rec rate, you see, 2,600. Then you see DR5, DR10, DR15. This is the discount. We make it all just we set it directly just to know, to make a decision quickly, to see the price with the discount. And this is for the different periods, because, you know, we sell, each hotel has a specific, according to season, for example, you sell for a lower price during the winter, and for a higher price with the touristic season in the spring or summer. Okay, what about costs? There are different types of things. I will just be very fluent with that. Expenses, where do you spend money in hotels? So salaries, additional bonus, socials, tutoring, operational and maintenance structure. You pay for lifts, internet, repayments, other materials. So these are all your costs. And of course, marketing, advertiser, commissions, social networks, all you spend for advertising your hotels. And for sure, taxes. This is all your costs. For example, I have a hotel right now, which has monthly costs for 1 million of Ukrainian hryvnias. Okay, we have 1 million of hryvnias. And how do we get the specific price of the hotel minimum within the costs? You need to divide 1 million for quantity of days in months. For example, 30. We have 30 days in, okay? 30 days. We have 33,000 of hryvnias we spent a day. And we have, for example, 30 rooms. And we divide it on 30 rooms. 1,100 hryvnias is the cost of spending money for one night, one room for one night. Please tell me, can you sell this room for 1,000 if you spent on it 1,100? You can't. It's a negative result. Your result needs to be positive. You need to receive income. Or you are not revenue. It's not about revenue. Each manager, whenever you speak about service or how good manager you are, how friendly, how best hospitality you are, your owner, your company or leading company that is operating your hotel will think only about income. Only. It's only about income. If you get the income, if you get the revenue, so you are a good manager. You cannot sell accommodation for one night less than you spend on it. If you spend 1,100, it's easily to count. You need to minimum to sell for 2,000. This is usual. And when you set the regular rec rate, you need to not to forget that's what's in this price. If you sell this rack rate, you sell on book.com, you remember that you pay 15% of the commission. And you sell often with discounts. You get the targeting of audience, for example, a group of people. If you sell 10 or 20 rooms, you will make a specific discount. So it needs to be a little bit higher than you expect, so that you inside of this is a commission also. And what's the main indicators of revenue manager that all about speaking that we did in the beginning? It's occupancy. ADR, you will get this presentation, so I will not speak about because I don't have any time for it, just to make it wider. ADR, average daily rate. ADR is not the same as a rack rate. You need to remember that. For example, you set the rack rate of 2,000 to 100 euro, 100. It's your regular price. But you do see that next weekend, you already sold 65% of rooms. When you sell so much rooms, you need to make the price higher on the rest of your rooms. And this is the price higher or the price lower on the certain day will be your average daily rate divided on the quantity of rooms. RevPAR is the revenue per available rooms. It's ADR, it's revenue that we divide on all the rooms sold. And RevPAR is revenue divided on all the rooms which exist in the hotel. Next also, EBITDA is all about the income. It's not all about what's the result we get. Why do you? I will get one example for you. What is it, RevPAR, and why it's the most important indicator for a revenue manager. For example, you see two great hotels. I suppose it's somewhere in a very good country. You see the quantity of rooms 100 in the first hotel. You see you see everything, okay? ADR, it's the daily rate for this day, certain day. Can you analyze which hotel works best right now? You have a counting machine, you can count. As far as we see, the occupation is so it's 80% and 60%. But do you see the price? The price is different. Okay, we will count now RevPAR. This is the only indicator that will tell you which hotel works best. What do you need to do? Firstly, your average daily rate, you multiply on the quantity of rooms and then accommodation, occupancy. For example, on the first hotel, 100 multiplying 1,068, and then for the accommodation, so occupancy is you get 168,000. To receive RevPAR, you need to divide it on the total quantity of rooms. For example, this we have 1,680. It's your RevPAR. In the second hotel, you need to do the same, but I did it before. So RevPAR in the first hotel is 1,344, and it's much higher in the second one. But you saw that the occupancy was lower, but the price was higher. That was the indicators that are very important. To analyze these hotels, you need not only occupancy. Please, never a revenue manager who speaks only about the occupancy doesn't have a right to work like that. We need to analyze occupancy, the quantity, and the rate to receive the RevPAR, so our income for one night, for one room, even if it's not sold. And this is again the statistics that you can get on websites, for example, STR Global, with the forecasting, with the ADR, RevPAR, and the occupancy. This is the market analysis. For example, you can, if you buy this program, if you get involved, you can see how do your competitors sell their hotel nights and what income can they get according to ADR and RevPAR. It's very important to do that automatically. What's dynamic pricing? I used to tell you about that, about how do we do dynamics. When you set your price, you have your rack rate, and you have very low accommodation. The first thing you need to do, you will think about the lower price. But set the revenue manager thinks firstly about things that influence occupancy, seasons, even months, holidays, weekends, events in the city, and the history of occupancy. If the hotel is not new, you can see how it was it was occupied on different months. For example, I have a hotel which is with an open swimming pool, and usually is people come here just for a weekend. So I make the higher prices for a weekend period and regular prices for during the Monday till Thursday. Vice versa, the other hotel, which is situated inside in the city, in the center of the city, and the targeting audience is for working people, it will make another way pricing. It will make it higher during the week and lower pricing during the weekends. According to a history of occupancy, you will see even the day when your rooms sell better. For example, for me in a business hotel, this day was Wednesday. On Wednesday, we had a very high occupancy with a good pricing. So we make it better, we make it higher. You see, even if you make your price higher on even $5, if you can't predict that you will have an occupancy. If, for example, you have a special event in your city, I don't know, it can be the day of your city, it can be the, for example, the Christmas sells some special dates for your, or some occasion, for example, some touristic or other stuff that can city present. You need to forecast this much before it will become. For example, forecasting is not about one day before or even a week before. You need to forecast your prices minimum half a year. When you set your price, regular price, reg price for a year, according to seasons, according to even months, holidays, and all this stuff, then as far as you get the date, as you become closer to your date, you will see your recommendation and you can influence this. If your occupancy is not very high, you can force it a little bit down and to force people to buy it and to win the competitor set. And otherwise, the same if you do have a great occupancy. You know, I don't like the occupancy of 90%. It's a very tough occupancy for any hotel. You spend lots of cost on that. You need you cannot do the good service because it's like a mess, you know, it's messy in the hotel. It's much more better if you do have maximum occupancy of 80-85%. You have a stable, normal people working on you, not like that in a hurry. Yes, you do not have to force people to check out exactly at 12. Because it becomes a problem when person is late and checks out about half past 12. You have a problem in cleaning the room. You have timing because all the people are coming next. So optimize. I like the occupancy of maximum and of 85 with the good rates. Okay, so I will. When you, what about the targeting of audience and your rates? What you sell the 20% with your rec rates. About 30% of hotel rooms you sell to groups, any groups. It can be business group or it can be any other touristic group or working. Early bird. What's early bird? You need to make a special discount for those people who can make a reservation far away from the date of their arrival. About a maximum of 20%. So you sell -20, -50%, then reg rate. And when you do have only 30% of rest, you sell Reg Plus. What is Reg Plus? It's additional amount of money to Reg rate. For example, if you had Reg rate on $100, you will sell, for example, 120. When you have less rooms, you have only 10 or 20% of rooms rest, you need to make the higher price on that. Very high. Okay. And I want to tell you one more thing, that revenue manager is the person, for example, who needs to have a special way of thinking. And the main thing, it has to be risky. If you don't risk, if you cannot predict, if you don't know your targeting of audience, if you don't know the market or your competitors, there's nothing to do with the revenue management. You need to study that, you need to love it, and you need to love to be risky. That's all you need to have to be a good general revenue manager. I wish you very good luck. I wish I had more time to make it more. But thanks to Catherine, I have this hour just to speak with you on my favorite theme.
Thank you very much. Do you have some questions?
Well, I like questions, any of them. So I would like to invite you in our country. It was the last thing I wanted to tell, but not now. Please, we are waiting for our victory, and you are very welcome to heart of Ukraine to see how beautiful our country is and how hospitable are we, how we do love all the people who come to Ukraine, how beautiful our country is.
Thank you very much. So, do you have questions? No? Can I ask one question? Okay, can I ask Ilona?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, my question is, what do you think? Is it better to sell the room in any case, or to leave it empty, or to make some discount? What do you think?
I will try to translate it. The thing that I tell each day to my administrators, each day. I will try to translate it quickly on English. If the room is not sold today, it will not be sold anyway, anytime. So you lose the moment. You cannot sell the room for yesterday. You see, is the most. It's not the shoes you buy. You can buy, for example, tomorrow. Yes, in the shop. You come to the shop. You see the shoes. You can buy it today. You can buy it tomorrow. It's not about the hotel rooms. If you don't sell your room for example, period from Monday till Tuesday, the night you sell from Tuesday till from Tuesday to Wednesday, it's not the same. It's the other history. You didn't sell from Monday to Tuesday. It's lost. If you didn't sell it, even with a 500 discount, you just throw it back. You will never come back to that night. Try to sell, but don't do it like that. Just don't force yourself to have so many rooms available for this moment. You need to predict that. If you have a very low occupancy on the specific day, do something before this night. 4 months, for 2 months before, you need to predict this night that it's not, for example, you have a large group that's checking out on the Friday. And from Friday to Saturday, you have 0. But you need to see that before, a month before, 2 months before even, to make something with that. Make a special price, special offer to present something to guests, to force them to buy this exactly night. But you need to do that before. If you see the night, so many rooms available on Friday, but you see that on Wednesday before, so you have only 2 days, please, you will not do the miracle. The hope is very low. You will not sell. So I teach you to predict it before.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So, more questions? And do you know some tricks for the customers that we can pay less for the hotels?
You know, any good manager or hotel manager who receives a telephone call for a customer like you, for example, if it's good manager, it will offer you more and more by telephone to force you to buy. Sometimes we do. If you study hotel management, you need to talk about that to manager of the hotel or any administrator. Oh, hello, I'm from hospitality. Do you have some special prices for this as a colleague? You know, it works. Yeah, they do. Sometimes I make a reservation telling that I have a special date with my husband. Nevertheless, we have 15 years of marriage, but still, every time I tell, oh, we have a marriage date or something. You cannot tell about your birthday. It's not right, but we have a special date. Manager will give you some special offers or champagne or fruits or something in the room. It's just, but if you tell that you are from hotel business and you work we have a society, you know, in hotel business, you can just make a special offer for that same guest when he comes back to you. And for example, use the special offers on the website. Don't be lazy, because sometimes you see the prices when you, it's easier to go to booking.com. You first go to booking.com when you choose the hotel. Please don't stop on that. If you see the good hotel, good photos, go to website. Usually on the website, you can see special offers on the special days, for example, or something that will hotel give you with a great pleasure, not to force you to buy online. And this is what people try to do. This is best you can do. Go to a website. If the hotel is good, it will offer you something more, or special discount, or present, or something more. For example, the usage of swimming pool. Additionally, if you buy it on the website.
Thank you. Very interesting examples. Okay, so some questions? No? Everything clear? Okay, so thank you very much. It was
Thank
really
you.
very interesting, and I hope that everybody liked it. We had some visitors in Zoom also. So I will make recording. I will put on YouTube so we can
Thank
share.
you. Thank you. I will send you my presentation with those indicators just to remind.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye bye, and see you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.